Hey, what's up, everybody? Big Joe from Battlefield Pro Wrestling Podcast and Battlefield Pro Wrestling Commentary Team. When the Savage comes a courting, you got to answer the bell. So, Savage asked me to put together a little prediction video for our upcoming show, Crash Course, which he will be previewing tonight. And I was much obliged. Again, BPW podcast, me and Reggie Banner recording every week on Thursdays, usually up by Thursday nights, if not Friday for sure. We are on Apple Podcast and Spotify. Just search Battlefield Pro Wrestling Podcast or just follow the links. It's all over our social media. Myself, Alpha, the Battlefield page, Reggie, all of our workers, all the guys and gals from the locker room. We always post it like crazy. Let's get those likes up. Share, subscribe, leave a 5-star review. It's only going to help us out, help our reach. We really appreciate the support. Again, Battlefield Pro Wrestling Podcast on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. So, big show coming up to this weekend for Crash Course on Sunday, March the 26th. Bell time 5 p.m. Doors open at 4 p.m. for the meet and greet at the Signature Event Center in Broadheadsville, Pennsylvania, the home of Battlefield Pro Wrestling. So, running down this card, where do you even start? This is just loaded from top to bottom. One match I want to touch on right away. The debut of Man Bun Jesus coming down from New York to take on Gene Snitsky. Snitsky, BPW original, monstrosity of a human being. This is probably the easiest pick. I don't know much about Man Bun Jesus just yet. Interested to see what he can do in the ring. Alpha kind of gave him the rub today, saying, "Hey, listen, I wrestled this guy, and obviously, he showed me something that I wanted to bring him here to Battlefield." So, Gene Snitsky versus Man Bun Jesus. I'm going Snitsky in a pinfall. I say the big boot. Can't avoid that. And then once Gene drops that thunderous elbow, it's 1, 2, 3. So let's go Gene Snitsky there. How about Lance Hawaii versus Bull James? This is a tough one. We have Lance again. He's like that tweener. He's between a light heavyweight and a heavyweight. Bull James, definitely heavyweight, super heavyweight. Size and strength advantage definitely going to Bull. Speed advantage to Lance. Both guys super tough. Man, it's hard to pick a winner here, but I'm going to go with my heart, maybe not my head. Let's say Lance picks up the victory. Say lands a super kick and a big splash. So let's go Lance Hawaii via pinfall. Philadelphia Playboy versus Andrew Anderson. First time these guys met, Andrew Anderson was able to take apart the Playboy with relative ease, but then Playboy made his presence known at our last event, Last Resort, when he came out and distracted Andrew Anderson, and Tim Theory was able to pick up the 3 count. I am going to say now Playboy's coming off his first win coming out of the BPW Future Show over Vinnie Mac. So he's riding the momentum. Let's ride that momentum, baby. Let's see the swivel. Philadelphia Playboy via pinfall. We have a 3-way tag team match, triple threat, primetime heat, South Philly's finest, and the team of Tim Theory and Ox Adams. Again, if I'm betting with my heart, I got to say Theory and Adams. They're both homegrown here in the Battlefield. Ox Adams, 7 feet tall, 350 pounds. Tim Theory always does his thing. One of the most talented guys we have. But experience does play a factor, and I have to give the nod to South Philly's finest. These guys they've been working together for over a decade easily, and they are finally back in their element after having 2 singles matches, one with Jimmy Conway and then Luca having one as well. Now they're back in their element, tagging together once again. I'm going to give the experience, let's say South Philly's finest in that one. BPW March Spotlight wrestler Nolan Pierce, 18 years old, coming in from Long Island, New York, taking on another BPW original, one of the first graduates of the BPW Performance Center, V Marino. V Marino, devastating pile driver, but Nolan Pierce, his speed is on a next level, his kicks next level, and if he hits that running knee for the finish, it's going to be over. I think Nolan Pierce keeps the pressure on and gets past V Marino. Brian Kendrick versus Encore Moore, another match that's just, you could basically flip a coin here, but Savage asked for my predictions. I think it's going to just come down to, which guy really wants it more. Encore's coming off a loss to Casey Navarro. He's got something to prove to the BPW Nation. Let's go Encore Moore to outlast Brian Kendrick in this one. Vinnie Mac versus Sean Maluda in an unsanctioned street fight. This is a little scary. Both of these guys have bad blood. The rivalry's been going on for quite a long time. I want to say again, Sean Maluda. I will not pick Vinnie Mac. This one's easy for me. Sean Maluda, gonna get it done, especially with no rules. He's finally gonna be able to stoop down to championship materials level. He's gonna get the victory over Vinnie Mac. We have my guy Demarcus Kane taking on Adavalu from Tampa, Florida, part of the Samoan family. Easy. Demarcus Kane all day. I mean, I'm not betting against this guy ever. I know Homicide picked up the win, but chalk that one up to, just savvy ring veteran, and he was able to land his cutters and call it a day. So I'm going with Demarcus Kane in this one. Casey Navarro and Dark STG, size advantage, uh, you know, intimidating presence advantage, if you want to say, the Dark STG. Casey Navarro is definitely speed advantage. The guy picked up a big win last month against Encore. We know what he can do in the ring. I'm going to go with Casey here. Some way he slays the beast and he gets past Dark STG. We have Alpha Jr. versus the closer, Joey Martinez. Martinez making the call out at our future show, calling out Alpha Jr., the guy that basically laid the groundwork for us here in BPW. And Alpha is not one to turn down a challenge. So, of course, he came out and accepted it. This is an absolute no-brainer. Alpha, I'm going to give Joey Martinez 30 seconds. I'm going to say Alpha in under a minute for that one. And then we have the main event of the evening. Of course, the one that everybody's been clamoring about. It's our very own Phil Insane, the Mad Butcher Phil Insane, taking on Danny DeMano. Hardcore deathmatch legend. I mean, the guy's been doing it for 20 plus years. But as we alluded to on the podcast tonight, Phil Insane, he feeds off of the pain, and whether it's absorbing pain and inflicting it. And oh man, this one's so tough. I hope both guys come out of it with injuries that aren't too serious. But I'm going to give the nod to Phil Insane. He's on a tear right now to take out anybody that's associated with hardcore wrestling, and he looks very scary last month against Nunzio. So I'm going to say Phil Insane via who knows what. I mean, it's going to be nuts. But there you have it, Big Joe. Those are my predictions for Crash Course coming up this Sunday. Again, show us some love on Facebook. Go on to Apple Podcasts, go to Spotify, download the podcast. We're new once every week. New episodes always coming out. Appreciate the love, guys. Savage, thanks for having me on tonight in this little cameo. Appreciate you. And we'll see you soon.